Hello everyone. Good morning. I'm Jingyi from Tyndall Centre for Climate Change Research at the University of Manchester. My presentation is titled Coalfields Reimagined, Driving Social Sustainability Through Mine Water Heating, with a particular focus in Northeast England. So through today's presentation, I'd like to cover two questions, which are why we need mine water heating and what role it can play from social sustainability perspective. In order to address the questions, I've conducted 33 semi-structured interviews and recruited all my participants through purposive snowballing and volunteering methods, and eventually performed a qualitative analysis of the interview transcripts. I've engaged with 9 stakeholder groups as listed on this slide, and in the following presentation, I will call the local residents and former coal miners as general public groups. So firstly, let's have a look at where we are right now. The UK's commitment to reach net zero by 2050, but the energy trilemma has slowing down the transition. The heating sector contributed around 37% of the total carbon emissions in the UK last year, with 17% from the heating and cooling of the buildings and 14% from the domestic heating. However, the current energy crisis and the need of the energy security pushed the low-carbon heating sources to the sidelines, favoring a return to fossil fuel options, including the new issuance of the oil and gas licenses in North Sea. And last year, we saw a 17% increase of the domestic gas bills compared to 2022, alongside a spike in energy prices. Concurrently, British gas profits surged tenfold to £750 million. This presents a controversial situation that challenges our effort to promote the social sustainability through affordable and clean energy. At the same time, these challenges persist in society. As I previously mentioned, heating sector is one of the highest emitting sectors in the UK, but it remains quite challenging to go through a rapid and large-scale decarbonization, primarily due to 3 reasons. Firstly, the heating sector actually lacks of the natural and low-carbon heating sources. Secondly, transitioning to low-carbon heating requires a high upfront cost due to the infrastructure modification and the deployment of the specialized equipment. Thirdly, the challenges persist from the regulatory and policy side, including inconsistent government policy, as well as lack of the sufficient incentive support of such technologies' widely deployment. Specific to Northeast, this region has the second highest percentage of the population living in relative poverty, which exacerbates the fuel poverty conditions. And we must not forget, Northeast was one of the most productive coal regions in the UK, with rich mining history and strong community bond formed during the hard times when they were working under the coal mines, as well as the solidarity built when they were going for the strikes. But this region has been forgotten since the decline of the coal industry, as no replacement industry has been established, leading to low local employment rate. The levelling up plan has yet been implemented systematically, with very few actions have been taken to address the generational economic inactivity. This is due to the persistent conflicts rooted in this country, which is the trade-offs and balancing being purely profit-driven and ensuring equity in society for fairness and justice. To be aware, the energy equity includes energy accessibility and affordability that we need to focus and discuss. So now let's have a look at the results that derived from the interview transcription analysis. Just a friendly reminder that no matter how spicy the content is, don't kill the messengers, okay? So according to the interview analysis, the mine water heating obviously can be a potential solution to the energy trilemma, as it utilizes the warm water coming from the widespread coal mines in the UK, particularly concentrated in the northeast England, to provide the heat to the local communities. Therefore, it can also act as an enabler in these 4 areas. Undoubtedly, due to its lower energy requirements and its potential to be powered entirely by the renewable electricity, it can play a significant role to decarbonize the heating sector wherever is possible. The most attractive selling point is it can massively drive the energy security by utilizing the local low-carbon heating sources, which means we can reduce the reliance on the volatile fossil fuel markets. From a heat user's perspective, the mine water heating ensures the long-term safety and low carbon heating low operating costs, as a heat interface unit will be installed instead of a gas boiler at home. But at the same time, we shouldn't overlook the areas requires more attention and effort. My first suggestion is we need to manage the expectations. Ensuring information transparency at any stages in the communication is essential. Both costs and benefits needs to be conveyed clearly. We have focused quite heavily on the benefit side, especially towards the general publics. However, the cost part, especially related to the potential risks and concerns, should also be put onto the table. Specifically, the actual procedure and waiting time for the operator to apply for the permission and licensing from the Environmental Agency and the Coal Authority needs to be streamlined and transparent, as we already discussed yesterday. Moreover, the information related to chemical hazards, impacts in the mine water extraction, as well as the drilling noise, should also be included in any consultation sessions. Regarding the time and scale, the actual speed to deliver the project, including how many private households as well as the commercial heat users can be connected to the network, and your expansion plan should be transparent. But this is tightly related to the availability of the funding, which including the application successful rate and how much money you can get at which time point. Such uncertainty actually put a lot of local authorities in quite struggling situation. And this is actually related to the absence of a bespoke policy framework to advocate a low-carbon heating network in the UK. My second sub-suggestion is we need to reframe the benefits. There's a well-established belief that the mine water energy actually brings the advantages, such as it can improve the environmental sustainability, can boost the green economy, as well as can enhance the community involvement. However, it is crucial to understand the benefits in context in terms of what they compare to. The advantages I just mentioned, actually they compare with the fossil fuel options such as natural gas and oil. But for people of the Northeast, given the socioeconomic challenges, these benefits are not merely improvements, but addressing their essential needs. So this understanding actually shifted the baselines from providing extra benefits to address their fundamental requirements of the Northeast region. Because if we're going through a rapid and large-scale decarbonization all over the UK, those regions' people needs to have the resource to decarbonize themselves. So this comes to my second suggestion, that the policymaker needs to redefine the costing model. According to the interview analysis, nearly every stakeholder groups find themselves more or less financially vulnerable due to the high expectations of the quick money return on such investment. However, imagine this to deliver a niche technology in a less economically developed region. Such expectations are very challenging to meet. The current cost model only taking into account of the internal costs, such as the capital and operating cost, without considering from a savings perspective. However, the later we take the action, the more cost we will spend in the future to level that region up. Therefore, it is necessary to internalize those external costs as listed on this slide, given the impacts we're already seeing every year due to the climate change and lack of the historical efforts to address the generational economic inactivity in Northeast region. To incorporate this savings perspective in financial feasibility evaluation is necessary, and to make the meaning of the profits more inclusive, include the equity of the society into our financial models. So here comes to the key suggestions and also takeaway messages. So obviously the mine water heating can act as an enabler to address the essential energy equity, hence can to promote the social sustainability. And it is necessary for us to speed up the project delivery from streamlining the permission granting to actually connect to the heat users. It is necessary for us to think from a long-term sustainability perspective to incorporate the savings perspective into the financial feasibility model evaluation. Last but not the least, it's also very important one, a bespoke policy framework and sufficient funding needs to be in place immediately or in a very short term to advocate a widespread low-carbon heating network and to drive the large-scale and the rapid decarbonization in the UK to reach net zero by 2050. Thank you very much.